I'd like to welcome everybody to our 2020 virtual banquet this year. Obviously, a little different for everybody. Hope everyone's well and safe during the crisis, what's going on in the country today. Um, I just wanted to first and foremost thank everybody who contributes to making this program successful. Obviously, everyone at the university, SAI, President Jones, Dr. Pernardi, and Brenda DePauli for their support, especially through the playoffs this year and all through the year. Obviously, our general manager, Jameson Roth, who loves this program and the university more than anyone. I can't thank him enough for everything that he does to make our jobs easy and make everything run smoothly. Obviously, I'd like to thank my assistant coach, Pat Canny, for all his time away from his family, all his efforts this year, for challenging me, for making me a better coach, and for making our team successful. I can't count all the ways that he helps make this team a success. Obviously, our equipment guys, Kyle and Taylor, who without them, they make this thing run professionally, and I don't know that they ever get enough thanks. But as far as I'm concerned, I can't thank them enough for what they do and how the way they treat our players. Obviously, the last people to thank are the parents and the players. Without the parents' support, trusting us with their kids, and believing in us and our university, none of this would happen. So we're very grateful and thankful for that. So I hope everyone enjoys the virtual banquet this year. And again, thanks to everybody who makes this a successful program.
Greetings, everyone. As you can tell, I'm in Pittsburgh. We went to Florida right after the pandemic. First of all, I hope everyone that's listening to this is safe and their families are doing well, responding to this COVID crisis. Unfortunately, I had some friends get COVID, and it's pretty nasty. So I hope everyone's doing okay and doing well and not drinking too much. So this year, I know Jason summed it up pretty well. There were some ups and downs, but I think, and I told this to the boys at the end of the year, if you had told me in December that this team would win a CHE championship and then take us back to regionals, I would have laughed in your face. I would say there's no way it can happen. The second half of the season was really special. We really came together as a family, sometimes dysfunctional, but a family nonetheless. Around here, I think sometimes take championships for granted. And there is a lot of hard work that has to go into take a championship, especially year after year, because you got a target on your back. And to win a championship again with the adversity we faced was something really, really special. And one thing that we have going for us next year, thanks to a lot of the people that are leaving, I think we're in a very good position to be very successful next year with a lot of the people that are returning and just the environment of hard work that was in place the second half of the year. So not only I think we had a special year this year, and really thank those seniors and those people that are graduating, but really we're poised for success next year, which I tell you what, in the past couple of seasons, I can't say that. So a huge thank goes out to all the players, the seniors, the kids that are coming back next year. And I also want to say a special thank you to the parents of these kids who, lend us their children for 9 months out of the year. The hard work and sacrifice they put in was really something special. And I thank you, parents, and once again, thanks to players, that this was a very special year, and I can't wait to put on another ring.
So we give out 3 team awards every year. The first one up this year was our team MVP. I think there was quite a few guys who qualified for this. The players vote on them, and so this year our team MVP is our captain, Mike FAHRINGER. Mike was so valuable to our team in many ways, obviously on the ice and his offensive output. But this year more than ever, Mike was more valuable to our team than any year that he's been here, as far as I'm concerned. The things he did off the ice, the way he played on the ice. He was just willing to do whatever it took to win games. And to me, he sacrificed every, throughout the entire season for the group and for the best of the group, and did the things that made us successful. And in my eyes, he's a very deserving, most valuable player.
As Flo said, team MVP, Mike FAHRINGER, very deserving. There's a lot of players probably could have won that award. If you would have told me this, that Mike, this loudmouth Philly boy, who came in with freshman year with a big chip on his shoulder, is going to be not only our team captain but our MVP, I would have called you a liar. But Mike really stepped up. I mean, he really deserved that C on his shirt, the way he played. From killing penalties to putting him out there on most critical situations for offense and defense, Mike really upped his game. He really came a far way in his career at Cal U. And I told him he just became such a special player for us. So this award is very deserving by Mike. And I thank him for his years. I wish he had more. Maybe he'd come back and be a doctor or something. But he made his mark on Cal U. So Mike, very much appreciate that. Thank you. And I think you're going to do great things.
Our second award is a defensive MVP. This player, he really did a great job all year. The way he played for us on the ice was invaluable to us. Put up a lot of points for us. Was very sound defensively. Was a leadership of our D-corps. And one of our defensive MVP is David DALCORTIvo. And like I said, he took on a leadership role this year. Really developed into it, especially through the second half of the year, and was a huge part of our success this season. We would never have gone as far through the year as we would have without him.
The second award, as Flo says, went to Dave DALCORTIvo, which I can't pronounce. We just call him Tivo in the defensive corps. I had the honor the second half of the year working with defense, and our defense was really, really strong. As I said with the other award for the MVP, this probably could have gone in a bunch of different places. A bunch of different players stepped up, but Dave really, really improved his game. Dave was sometimes a coach's worst nightmare with some of his opinions, and he had a problem with looking at the whole game, too big. He was worried about other people last year, but this year he focused on just Dave. And he was by far the most solid defenseman I had, both offensive and defensively. I will tell you of a story of Dave. It was one of the later games in the year, and I asked him to go out and play. It was like the last minute of the game, and he said, "No, put Riz out and put Kinger out because they're our two best defensive defensemen." And that speaks a lot to a guy not saying, "You know what? No, I'm not right in this situation." That, and he probably was completely exhausted from playing as much as he did. So Dave, like I said, you were absolutely a joy to coach this year. You brought a lot to the bench. You're going to be a great coach one day. I don't doubt it in the least. And I think if you bring that mindset and that stability you did this year, you're just going to be a wonderful coach.
Our last award is the Unsung Hero Award. This was the closest vote out of all of them. The players, I think, had a few guys in mind that were very deserving. But our unsung hero of this year is Perry SHIRING. And Perry, he was huge for us all year long, and maybe not always getting the highest credit, but he came up huge for us, scored big goals for us, played in different roles that we asked him through this year, and did it without any objectives, and just was a team guy through and through, and we're very thankful that he's coming back for one more year.
The Unsung Hero Award went to Perry. Originally, I kind of scratched my head about that. I'm like, Perry's kind of a big-time player, and I think he's recognized pretty well, but I think he's not recognized as well outside the locker room for the things he brings and the things he does. Perry is very talented. I'm really happy to get him back next year. But sometimes I think he'll get like a quiet hat trick, which is insane. Just the way he carries himself and his demeanor makes him a player that reminds me of an unsung hero. Not always pointing at himself and saying, but me, but me, but me. The one thing I was really happy to see at the end of the year was he brought a level of physicality back to his game. And he started, especially toward the, in the regionals, started hitting and realizing that he could bring that into his game because he's a very good temper. So when I heard that award and Perry got it, I said, yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Once again, really happy to have him back for another year. I think he's going to do great things and very excited about that.
We also wanted to honor our seniors this year, like we do every year. We have 4 guys who are graduating, and we want to do our best to honor them as best we can and thank them for everything they've done for us. We have the 4 guys. I'm going to take 2 of the guys, and Pat will talk about the other 2. The first guy I'm going to talk about is Mike FAHRINGER. Again, he was our captain this year. Michael has come such a long way from when he first got here, from a guy who, as a freshman who came in and was very skilled, but had a lot to learn about college hockey and a lot of maturity to do. And, by the time he was done here, he was one of the best captains that I've ever had, whether it was with other universities or here at Cal. He took care of everything I asked him to do. Again, he sacrificed and only cared about, as a freshman, he was more concerned about his points, his goals, his personal things. And, I can't thank him enough and give him enough credit for the job he's done as a captain for our club, and how well he represented our university. Like I said, from a freshman to becoming one of the best captains that I've ever been around, I wish him I can't thank him enough, and I'm sure going to miss him, and I wish him the best of luck in whatever life brings him, from here on out. So, but he definitely is surely going to be missed, and we'll look forward to seeing him at future alumni games. The other guy I want to talk about is Dave DALCORTIVO. Dave transferred in here a couple of years ago and just finished his 2nd year with us. I think it was kind of a roller coaster ride for Dave when he got here. He obviously has high expectations for himself, and that draws into high expectations for his teammates, for the club, for the team as a whole, for the coaching staff. And I got to thank Dave a lot for pushing me as a coach, challenging me. Obviously, we've had our battles and our bumps and bruises along the way, but after that last game in regionals and after the second half of the year, I gave him a big hug and I thanked him for for his support, for making me a better coach, for helping our team in many ways, for leading, for teaching, and for being a good representative of our program, and for helping us be successful these past years. Like I said, without him, we wouldn't have had the success, making it to regionals and defending our championship again. So again, I wish him all the best and whatever his future holds. I know he'll do well, and again, I look forward to keeping in touch with him and seeing where life takes him.
Another one of our graduating seniors is Chris SIAK, more affectionately known as SIAK. Chris is a unique talent. I remember 15 years ago, it seems like when we got him, he committed to Cal U. And the first time he came on the ice, I was like, this guy's just different. I mean, the way he can play, he can take over a game. And we've seen that a bunch of times. In fact, his biggest detriment is the fact that he always wants to take over a game. And sometimes he needs to sit down occasionally. But with that being said, you don't see players that bring a level of physicality and just an absolute scoring threat from anywhere on the ice. Chris just elevates his game. Like I said, the guy's absolutely a unique talent. He's the son I never really wanted. But I do. I love the kid. I was so happy to see him come back and play. For those who don't know, Chris took a couple years off, whether he decided he wanted to play at Cal U or not, and he came back. And I was so excited because I knew he had such potential, not only to help us, but the guy loves hockey. And I love to watch him play. So, Chris, you'll always be a Vulcan. You'll always be welcome back. Like I said, I love you, buddy. You've done amazing things, and just want to say thank you for all you've done. The second player is Zach Douche, or Dush, whatever you want to pronounce it. Zach is a transfer. He came to us. At the beginning, I kind of scratched my head and was like, I don't know how this guy necessarily going to fit in with us, and he fit in great. I will tell you that in my 15 years here, Zach has been one of the most improved players I've ever coached. At the beginning, sometimes he barely cracked the lineup, and at the end of his career, these last couple of games, I didn't want to take the kid off the ice. He killed penalties for us. He played huge minutes for us. He blocked shots and really did whatever it needed to take to help us win games. And, we always say, doing the hard things. And Zach did the hard things. He'd go in corners and battle. He played a gritty game. And a lot of times that's what we needed to do to win. And Zach filled that need. I think one of the biggest changes in Zach was his off-ice commitment to fitness, and it showed in his game. His game's elevated. Rumor has it we're going to have him for one more year, and I'm really excited because if he keeps his hard work and dedication, he's going to do more great things. But even if it was his end, and this is his end of his career, Zach improved greatly over his time at Cal U. And once again, thank you so much, Zach, for your hard work and your dedication on the ice and off the ice.
A couple more awards that were well deserved this year that I definitely wanted to mention. They are the ACHA awards. Obviously, the ACHA in every region does first, second, and third team. And we were very fortunate to have two guys, second team All-Atlantic region. Both guys are very well deserved. Obviously, they made their mark in our games throughout the region and were noticed by every team, every coach that we played. And again, this is voted on by coaches throughout the region. And so the first guy is as defenseman, David DALCORTIvo. Again, I've talked a lot about Dave today. He's been such a huge part of our success. And, it's well deserved. I felt like these guys could even been ranked higher in our eyes, but we're very thankful that they were recognized in this second team All-Atlantic region. The second player was Chris SIAK. Chris did so much for our team. Obviously, won us a championship, CHE championship in overtime. I didn't talk about Chris in our senior awards, Pat did, but Chris came a long way from the time he got here, and I wish him well and everything he does moving forward. The same with Zach, but back to Chris, he's a very skilled player, one of the best I've seen, and without him, we would not have the success that we had throughout the years. So, congratulations to Dave and Chris, and it's very much well deserved. Quickly in closing, again, we're very hope that everyone enjoys the video, and we look forward to upcoming seasons. But again, this is to kind of look back on this past year, and again, I want to thank the parents most importantly, and the players most of all. It's a very special group. It was a very emotional year at the end, especially for me, to win that championship. I wanted success for these guys. You grow to love them throughout the year, and obviously there's times where there's struggles, and but in the end, it was one team goal, one goal, and for me as a coach, and to see them succeed is the most important thing to me, and to have a successful season end the way it did. Looking back on it, we feel like it was a great success, and we represented our university well. And again, that was one of the biggest things about this group. They represent our university well on and off the ice, and that's, I think, what I'm most grateful for: their time, their efforts, their dedication, their belief in the university, their pride in Cal U, and I'm very thankful for everything this year. And look forward to continuing to build on our great success we've had into next year. So thank you to our seniors. Thank you to everyone at Cal for your support, Pat, and thank you very much.